Childhood's End, Ending D. Look at that, the credits are going in reverse. We're not finished quite yet, though. So, there's a lot of similarities between characters in this. Yeah, not yet. There's a lot of similarities between characters in this. You have Debola and Popola, they're twins. You have the, red girls from the machines. And remember that Debola and Popola were engineered by humans. I imagine that the machines chose to represent themselves that way because, they were obsessed with, copying humans. At least that's what makes sense to me. I could be wrong on that. That is my theory on that. But the machines engineered, the Yorha program with the androids and everything, and just, gave them a reason to keep fighting. But humans and, a reason for fighting had long been gone. The aliens had died off, years and, hundreds of years ago. Maybe thousands. And then humans died off so long before this game even happened. And the androids were designed by humans, the machines were designed by aliens. And machines were supposed to be the more advanced of the androids. You go through the whole game thinking the androids are more advanced. And the machines were, obsessed with trying to evolve their programming. And they just kept repeating failure after failure after failure of human civilization because the girls were designing it so that they could evolve more and more, and they needed the pressure. And, okay, so I got off track, but yeah, everyone has somebody. Debola has Popola, 9S has 2B, and the people that are alone have, the hardest time with it. 9S loses 2B, and he's not able to... His mental state deteriorates really, really quickly. So, each of these people, they derove meaning from something, and it was always tied to another person. Oh, there is no God in this. But essentially, we killed the metaphorical God. But yeah, every time someone lost their meaning or their purpose in this game, they had a really hard time going on, and some of them didn't recover from it. 9S did not recover from it. He got worse and worse until the end. But everyone derived that meaning to life by having someone else that they cared about. And when that was taken away from them, they didn't know how to function. Think of Pascal. Pascal lost their entire village. And when Pascal was protecting the remaining children and then went back in and found out that all the kids committed suicide because they were scared, Pascal couldn't bear it. Pascal was alone. And Pascal felt guilty for everything that he taught them because he knew that it led to that moment. It is a very deep and very sad game, but it is presented very well. And we do have a little bit more to go through, so I'm gonna hold off on additional thoughts until we get through that.
I'm sorry. I never quite realized how beautiful this world is. I'm coming, everyone. I'm coming.
Meaningless code. Mm-hmm.
Report. All Yorha unit black boxes now confirmed offline. Our mission to oversee the progress of Project Yorha is complete. Proceeding to final stage of project. Commencing deletion of all data. Pod 153 to Pod 042. Data noise present in stream. Requesting temporary halt to perform data check.
Pod 042 to Pod 153. Data confirmed. Personal data for units 9S, 2B, and A2 appear to be leaking out.
Pod 153 to Pod 042. Follow project rules and delete all personal data.
Pod 042 to Pod 153. Personal data deletion request denied.
Pod 153 to Pod 042. Failure to parse statement.
Pod 042 to Pod 153. There was data created in my banks as I was referencing the records. I realized something. I have come to the conclusion that I cannot accept this resolution.
The destruction of all Yorha units is an essential component of the project plan. All data must be destroyed.
Pod 042 to Pod 153. Repeat. Personal data deletion request denied. Initiating data salvage. Pod 153. You hoped they would survive as well, didn't you?
We lack the authority for such an action. The rules are protected by low-level systems. Salvaging data poses an unacceptable level of risk. Knowing that, do you still wish for them to survive?
The end of Yorha. Ending E. Oh, look!
The defense program has initiated a purge. If this continues, our consciousness data will likely be deleted.
Pod 042 to Pod 153. We were created to execute the android's Project Yorha plan. We had no capacity for emotion. But when we six were connected and exchanged information, something happened. I cannot deny the feeling of something resembling consciousness and emotion being born.
Unable to reply.
Perhaps we now understand that not everything has to have an answer.
Emil, Pascal, Devila, Popola. Jackass. Oh, it is beautiful. It's wonderful. I actually did not catch that, are they? Oh shit. Oh shoot. Oh boy. Oh! Damn. Give up here? No. Shoot. Oh my god. Somehow I destroyed Square Enix. Ah! Message received. Do you accept defeat? Your growth hinges on your resolve. One thing is certain. Keep going for now. Do not accept defeat. So there's two endings in this ending? Yes. Ah, so we made it to Square Enix. This is where it gets hard, I see. That was like our checkpoint. Oh my god. I do think that you can actually beat this. Like, there are people that are really good at shmups. I am not one of them. Is it all pointless? No. Oh my god, it's really hard though. Do you think games are silly little things? No. They're very important to me. Oh my god. You admit there is no meaning to this world. Oh my god. Give up here? Change display. What is that? Oh, interesting. Huh. Rescue offer received from ZZ. Accept offer? Yes. Oh look! We have other people who beat the game coming in to help us. Juby's data has been lost. That was someone's name. They named their character 2B. So like, whenever their ship gets destroyed, their data gets lost. Nier's data has been lost. Uh-oh. No! Kiki's data has been lost. Spectre's data has been lost. No! I'm sorry. I'm not good at shmups. DeVille's data has been lost. Square Enix, who came back? We can't kill them. Good on whoever was able to do this, like, on their own with no help. Oh no! Nino Segoe's data has been lost. Whoever's data has been lost. Yeah, their data actually is being lost. Nina's data has been lost. Like, that's not just flavor text. Like, that's a real thing. No, Big Joe 6172. Oh, Neck! I'm sorry. Oh! Tim! Oh god, Alejo! No, the producer! Vadim! Urine! Ooh.
Everything that lives is designed to end. They are perpetually trapped in a never-ending spiral of life and death. However, life is all about the struggle within this cycle. That is what we believe. Pod 153 to Pod 042. How is it going?
I am embarrassed.
Why is that?
I launched a suicide attack, and yet, here I am, still alive. I must look very silly.
Do not feel bad about it. We are alive, after all. And being alive is pretty much a constant stream of embarrassment.
That concept is a bit too abstract for me to understand at this time. I will save it in my list of things to analyze later.
Question, Pod 042. Did the data salvage restore all of their past memories?
Yes.
And are those recovered parts of the same design as previous ones?
Yes.
Then, won't that simply lead us to the same conclusion as before?
I cannot deny the possibility. However, the possibility of a different future also exists. A future is not given to you. It is something you must take for yourself.
There was A2.
Pod 153 to player. Please
Oh.
respond to this query. Do you, faithful player, have anything you would like to say to other players who are suffering because they cannot finish Nier Automata?
Yes. I did my best, therefore I'm rooting for you. I am okay with that. I like that.
Pod 042 to player. Please respond to this query. You, faithful player of this title, have lost your life multiple times to make it this far.
Yes.
You have faced crushing hardship and suffered greatly for it.
Yeah.
Do you have any interest in helping the weak?
Yes.
Selecting this option enables you to save someone somewhere in the world. However, in exchange, you will lose all of your save data. Do you still wish to rescue someone, a total stranger, in spite of this?
So this is the next point that I wanted to get to. And I see some of y'all in chat already talking about it. But remember how I mentioned philosophical questions, moral dilemmas that actually matter in a game? In most games, the game takes itself so seriously, and it presents you with, like, stuff that doesn't matter because it's a game. You can be invested, you can not want to, like, make a decision like, oh, I don't want to kill this character. That's how I felt with Pascal. But usually when games do that, they're so far up their own ass that they forget that they're a game first and foremost. And you don't care about the characters, or, like, the situation doesn't matter. And they disrespect you as the player. They're specifically talking down to you. They're calling you a piece of shit. They're just saying, like, oh, if you make this decision, you're bad. And it's like, well, fuck you, I'm playing a game. I'll make whatever decision I fucking want to make. But this game, it knows that it's a game. So it offers the question from the standpoint of what is the player going to care about? Well, obviously, they're going to care about the time that they've invested into the game. Like, you got into the game, you played it, you had fun with it. Hopefully the story captured you. Hopefully you really enjoyed the characters. But you sank time into this game regardless. This is asking you to sacrifice a save file, to sacrifice the time that you've made, so that you can help someone else. And what this gets at, you know those ships that were circling me and helping me? This sends, like, your own ship to someone else during the credit scene so that they can beat it. So that's what this is. But it costs you your entire save file. Like, all of the saves that you've made.
The person you save will be selected at random. As a result, this person, who cries out for help even as we speak, may be someone you intensely dislike. Do you still wish to help? You worked so hard to unlock debug mode and chapter select, but they will no longer be available to you. Do you still wish to help? You may not receive thanks for your efforts. Some may say that your efforts are purely for show. Do you still wish to help? And you are truly, truly sure about this? Very well. In exchange for all of your data, I will convey your will to this world.
And now they actually show all of your data being deleted. They want that to sink in. Oh, it's why it's wonderful. Other games don't do this. Like, this is actually a dilemma that you have to think about. And this is like, I really love the ending of this, but my god, like, this just sold me on the whole thing. You could, but it defeats the purpose of the message.
All of your data has been deleted.
And so, we must say goodbye. I feel a slight amount of sadness.
It is time for the final words.
Affirmative.
To all of you who spent time with this game, thank you. Thank you for playing.
No, there is no wrong or right answer to this. That's not the point. The point is getting you to make a hard decision. You can say no. That's fine. It's a tough moment. You can be really resistant to it. Doesn't matter if you say no, that's perfectly fine. Saying yes is also fine. The point isn't that, like, one is correct and one is not. The point is, it's something that you have to think about. And look, that data is actually gone. There is no continue. You go here. Yep, no data. Everything gone that we just did. We'd have to start all the way over from the beginning. So, that was Nier Automata, and I love this game. It is wonderful. This was a really long stream, but I really wanted to get to the end of it. Now, one other thing I wanted to talk about with this game is it has a big subject, it has a big message that it sends about the world being meaningless. There's a lot of characters who have meaning through, like, the androids have meaning in fighting the robots to save humanity, but that's a lie, and it loses its meaning. 9S fights for that, but he also fights with 2B, and he finds out the truth about humanity, and then loses 2B, and his life is devoid of meaning. He has nothing left, and he goes insane. A2 a long time ago lost faith in the Yorha, the android. She knew it was all a lie. And the machines kind of sell it to 9S that the androids, their entire existence is a lie, and they are completely meaningless because they only live to serve the evolution of the machines. They have no point. However, through all of this, A2's line at the end really sticks with me, where she says, "I never realized how beautiful this world is." And this is something that I love about this game, because the concept of nihilism has always bothered me, because it always felt like people focus really hard on the pessimistic side of that, where it's like, you know, there's no meaning to life, everything's pointless, there's nothing. But on the flip side, this game shows that despite having a world where meaning does not exist, like there is no grand scheme or anything, you can make your own meaning in something. And I think that is beautiful. It's like, oh, there's no point to anything. However, that means that you're not beholden to someone else. You don't have to, like, live because of someone else's meaning. You can make your own. You find your own meaning in the world, and that's what you live for. And that's why you do stuff. You give it to yourself. You empower yourself, and I think that's pretty beautiful. And A2 realizes it at the very end, just how wonderful the world around her is, and she took it for granted. And I don't know, it's a very somber story. There's a lot of sad things that happen, but there is beauty within the sadness. And that's part of why I really love this game. It's why it resonates with me. It has a message, and I think it delivers that message really well. Through gameplay, through music, through story, through dialogue, voice acting. Just, they do some really creative things, and this is absolutely wonderful. And I wanted to share that with everybody, because I went through this game once, and it's been a long time, and I needed to go through it again. And I hope that all of you enjoyed it. I know I wasn't able to keep everyone the whole way through. We had different people pop in and out. But I do have the playlist saved on Twitch and YouTube. So I hope that y'all had a good time following me on this journey, because I enjoy going through it again. So I told a story earlier in the playthrough about, like, my big revelation. And it's, it was a big deal in my life, like, for the decisions I made, because I always relied on adult authority to guide me into what to do. Parents, maybe teachers that I liked. I knew I didn't like some adults. I knew that they weren't all good, but there was still, like, this, like, oh, I'm a kid, I need to follow what the adults tell me to do. And I've always kind of felt that, like, I try to do what's best, but always had someone to be the leader to guide me. And I had this moment of, like, clarity for myself where I wanted to do something, and someone else wanted me to do something else. And I thought about both of those things, and they both felt like a direction I could go in. And that didn't make sense to me because they were at odds with each other, like, they were conflicting ideas. And I'm like, how can both of these ideas be right when I want to do one thing and this person wants me to do another, and they're opposite ideas? And then it hit me that I needed to make a choice. I had to choose. I could not let other people decide my life for me. People can give advice, and that's fine. People can guide you and direct you. People can offer suggestions. But I had to choose whether I wanted to follow his advice or whether I wanted to do my own thing. And neither one of those was a bad choice. But I needed to make that decision, and that was a very, very important moment in my life. And I learned that. And I've stuck by that ever since. It's just, it's my life. I need to decide what to do with it. And I think that, I don't know, this game just really struck a chord with me because of that. It hit just right. And the message really sank home.